How's it going, guys? So today I'm gonna try getting I had to take the flywheel off of this. This is I believe it's a 1942 Farmall A. I've rebuilt the motor. It was one of those deals. When I bought it, it didn't run. The engine was seized. So, and in the process, and I got it unseized, and it used to have a magneto here, so I ended up getting rid of the magneto, and I put the distributor, converted it to a 12 volt while I was at it, and did all that. We got it running, and while I was getting it the engine unseized and freed up again, I found kind of got the old sleeves laying here. One of them had, if I can find it, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think it's this one. Maybe. Oh, Of course, I ain't gonna be able to find it now. Oh, it's this one right here. You can kind of see it's got a crack. There we go. Yeah, you can see the crack here in the sleeve. And actually, a fun fact, if you look at them, you probably can't tell from the camera, but this one is a 3-inch bore, which is the stock, factory one. But the other three are 3/8 overbore. So, and if you looked, when I was taking them apart, this one had, the stock flat top piston, and then the other three had a different style piston. So someone did 3/4 of an engine rebuilt, but then didn't do that one, which that one was the one that was seized, but still doesn't make sense why they didn't do that one. So I did a full rebuild, piston, sleeve. Probably should have done all the main bearings and stuff, but I was kind of on a budget. They didn't look terrible, so I just reused the old ones. But now they all got the 3 1/8 overbore, so it runs. I think I gotta adjust the governor a little, but this clutch was also stuck, and I got a new clutch kit, put it all on, got it all back together. I had to do the wheel bearings and stuff in the front, so did that and got it all back together, and the clutch wouldn't work. Wouldn't disengage. So I did some messing around with that. I don't even remember how many times I've had this split and put it back together, and only discover that it still doesn't work. So yeah, I took the flywheel off. My dad suggested getting it resurfaced, so this morning I picked it up. So we got a new shiny flywheel, and looking at it, I don't think he had to take very much off of it. It didn't look terrible. Earlier I took a little wire reel and a brush, and I just cleaned up this inner ring here. There was a massive mouse nest in the bell housing there. Here's the whole old clutch here. Looking at it, I bet you can't guess where the mouse nest was and where the clutch was positioned. right along the bottom here. I had to use, I don't even know what you call them, the special socket or whatever for a rounded out bolt, because it was rusted so bad at my regular socket wouldn't work. So, which I had gotten them for this old girl, Betsy here. You guys seem to like her a lot. Holy smokes, I was surprised how many views I got on that short I did this morning. I mean, I don't blame it, you know, I love it too. But I had issues when I first got it. I got this back in, I guess it wasn't this year, it was last year in May, which I got my driver's license in April. So this is was my first truck, and it had been off the road for a little bit. So I got it all registered and inspected and everything. So she's street legal now. I got some nice tires on it. 15-inch rims. I couldn't find. I personally wanted some nice, you know, nice looking, I ain't gonna say mud tires, but you know, basically that, which is what I got. You know, it's got the side tread and everything. But for 15-inch rims in this particular size, it was really hard finding. This was the only style tire that mud, you know, this all-terrain tire, if you will. All the others, I don't have the old ones right here, but all the others were kind of more of a, I'm sure they're probably could have been used in the winter, but I didn't like the tread looks. It looked more like, you know, summer tires. So yeah, I had issues doing spark plugs, replacing them for the first time. I had one spark plug that I had a hang of a time trying to get out, so I'd gotten the sockets to work on it to get them out. So that's what I ended up using on that, which actually worked very well. Yeah. So what I'm wanting to do is I want to get the flywheel and stuff onto this tonight, maybe. Although once I get started, I'm kind of, yeah, what's the word? Committed at that point, because I can't leave, you know, I'm just using the tractor and the loader to unsplit it or split it and everything, but it's only got 3 bolts around the bell housing holding it on, so shouldn't be too hard getting it off. But yeah, we gotta get Betsy moved here. She's been a good truck to me. Sounds good. I like the way she sounds. She's got the, it's a 351 modified. So the only difference between the 351 modified and the 400 Ford, obviously, is the piston stroke or something. So if I was to, you know, I could rebuild this engine as a 400, because the only real difference is the pistons and the crankshaft. Other than that, you know, the block's the same, the heads and everything, you know, that's all the same. So you just throw, you know, order a crankshaft for a 400 and piston kit for a 400, and I could rebuild it as a 400, which I'm not probably going to end up doing. I'm actually trying to sell it, send it to a home where someone could give it the love that it needs. It's been a good truck to me, but I personally am wanting to get something a little newer, and I'd like to try getting a diesel. So I want to get a preferably a Ford. Well, I want a Ford because Fords are the best, right? But I mean, that's living proof right there. It's a 78. It was off. Well, I guess it was last registered in 2010, and I rebuilt the front axle and some minor work to the engine, but nothing too major. It's in really good shape because it's been a New England truck its whole life, so it's in surprisingly good shape for the conditions up here in the winter and stuff. A lot of them tend to rust out. But yeah, I want to get a F250 or an F350 with the 7.3 diesel, which would be 99 to mid 03, 2003. So yeah, get the tractor here pulled over there and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. All right, we got the tractor pulled over. Oh, I forgot this chain is still, I don't know, I might need to actually pull back. I forgot I gotta throw this chain on. We're gonna have to move the tractor back a little, but just throw this chain up and over real quick. I'll probably I'll have to run inside and grab the impact to zip out those 3 bolts, but just throw this chain up. I'll just throw it down around the front of the oil pan. Seems to be the easiest way for this front. The back, I have it hooked up to one of the bolt holes for the air cleaner, and the other side is just basically just a random bolt hole. So yeah. All right, well, we got the tractor all hooked up. Our bolts popped out, and got my pry bar. We'll see if we can wiggle it apart. Yeah, sometimes it goes easy. I'm hoping that since nothing else is in there, there's nothing's in there, that it's gonna pop apart easily, but that's probably yeah. I think we gotta lift it up because you see the top is bigger than that bottom, so I think it's tipped forward. So I think we tip it back a little. I wish they were slid on further, but I guess it is what it is. So see if we can get this popped apart here. And just like that, we got her all apart. And we're gonna raise it up a little, get the wheels off the ground, and we'll back it up a little. We'll shut the tractor down and see what kind of trouble we can get into. All right, kind of got to move quick now because it will settle. So yep, yeah, flywheel just bolts right on. We got alignment dowel here, so you just throw it on there, and I grabbed the torque wrench while I was grabbing the impact, so that's all set. And yeah, just grab paper towel real quick here and get this flywheel brought out. Hopefully I can find all the bolts and everything and get it all tightened down and torqued to spec, and yeah, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Sit you down in my pocket here and maybe you can kind of see. Yeah, kind of. The hefty piece iron here, this flywheel. So just carry it right out here and line the dowel up, do a little bit of a wiggle, and then there, got that on. These ones right here, if you can't tell, they've been sitting outside. I don't know how, I guess, well, it was a week that it took for the flywheel to get all set, and I don't know, I had it all apart a little while before that. Youch. Oh, little sharp piece there. So we'll get them started. I don't know where. I'll have to find I think this one we're gonna hit it with the hammer a little. Try to hammer that little bubble there out if I can. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. Well, we'll tighten them up first. I don't know where the 9/16. Oh, probably right here. This one right here. Yep. Perfect. So what I think I might do, I might cheat. We'll just use the impact and just to zip it on. You know, don't want to really tighten it because they got to be tightened to spec, torque to spec, obviously. So, but I think it's, I don't know, I think it was like 100 and something pounds, 120 or something. So just use this to kind of tighten it up. There. So take this off. We could throw it on our torque wrench, and actually I gotta do a quick Google search to figure out what the right torque spec is again, but yeah, and we'll get it all torqued and throw the clutch on, and yeah, get the other end here. It doesn't look terrible. Yeah, you can see where it's been grinding because I have it adjusted on the pedal so much to trying to get it to work, but yeah. And of course, because of the mouse nest, the rod here, or the pin in this rod here, is seized, so I can't get it out easily. So when I was replacing this, I pulled the top apart so that it could slide out, and then somehow I was able to pry the old one off and get this one hammered on. So I don't know if somehow in the process I bent something accidentally while hammering it back on, so that's why it doesn't wanna. I don't know. So yeah, if this doesn't work, I'll have my uncle take a look-see on it, see if he notices anything out of the ordinary. But yep, we'll get this all torqued up and we'll catch you then. All right, we got them all torqued. The spec was about 75 pounds, so we got them all torqued to that, and I'm gonna find the hammer to bend, hammer and a chisel. Try bending the tabs so that they don't loosen up, because that obviously would not be good if it did. So, I wonder where I put all my chisels. Unless they're already out here. That's very possible from this assembly. Yep, there it is. Right there. So we're gonna bend these tabs back and I'll get the clutch. Yeah, it's settled down already because the wheels are touching and they weren't when I started, so hurry up and get it all back together. All right, we got everything here back together, I think. Ran into a snag. I forgot that the last time I was dealing with all this, my alignment tool broke. So I kind of got it eyeballed. I think it's lined up pretty good, but yeah, hopefully it slides right on. Yeah, might be interesting. I mean, I kind of modified this ever so slightly. I kind of had to, well, there's a lip. It was from it not being aligned up right or something. So, you know, a little burr. So I ground around the whole thing and got it all cleaned up. One of the other times I was messing with it, not today, but so that might help a little. And I guess I think this might be might need a little bit of WD-40 or something. We'll spray on that shaft and we'll see if we can get it all back together. Well, I guess I did a pretty good job eyeballing it. We got it all back together. All the bolts are in. I got a couple blocks here pulled out, so it is sitting down on the front tires now. I'll actually end up just leaving these in case I end up having to split it then again. And I'll start it up and test this clutch while with those blocks there. And so I was just thinking about it. Some of you guys who know tractors probably look at this and go, hang on a second. He said that was an A, but it's got a narrow front end. A's have wide front ends. And you're correct. But someone apparently decided to put a narrow front end on this, so. And you can see, kind of getting dark now, but you can see right there, it says A. But the guy I got it from had this whole deal here mounted on the front, and I guess he plowed snow or something with it, so I assume that's why it has a narrow front end. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it for a day. Some other, probably tomorrow or something, I'll get the rest of the stuff here thrown onto it, and so hang around. I have another video coming tomorrow of putting this all back together. So please like, subscribe. I appreciate it. And yeah, stick around if you want to see some more.